I have been known to rattle off some platitudes sounding like a high school graduation speech. There's no such thing as failure as long as you're learning. Well, I'm going to have to make an amendment to that because there are such things as failure.
No, 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 no.
We got a new governing body update. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and today we are looking at a new governing body update. Quickly before we get into it, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps it get out to more people on YouTube and is very much appreciated. With all that being said, let's look at the bearded wonder that is Samuel Hurd and see what he has to say.
In this program, we'll update you on the situation of our brothers and sisters around the world who are imprisoned for their faith. But first, here's an update about this year's convention.
I had to negotiate time off of work.
We also had to ask for a leave from school.
Got up really early.
Every effort you make, it's definitely worth it. You can't put a price on being here. We get to see brothers that we don't often get to see.
Also, when you're here, you get the hugs. I love hugs.
A virtual hug's okay, a real hug is better.
What a sales pitch. You have to negotiate time off of work, you have to take your kids out of school, you have to wake up very early in the morning, travel very far, but hey, at least you get hugs. And don't we all like some hugs? Think about this. If you took all of the time that you spend doing Jehovah's Witnessy things into developing real friendships, into strengthening your ties with your family, versus being a Jehovah's Witness, which kind of draws people apart in a lot of cases if they disagree with you, you would get all the hugs you need. You'd have a real human connection with someone that genuinely cares and loves you. Instead, you're going to replace that by doing free work for a cult, and the benefit of it is getting an obsequious, smelly hug from a buffoon? Count me out.
Gosh, I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
It's a big difference between being here in person and watching online.
It's so much more alive.
Singing at a Jehovah's Witness function is really boring. If you guys don't know my backstory, it's one of the things that actually shook me. It gave me like a panic attack because everyone was so disengaged. They looked like they were a zombie, and it scared me. I was like, whoa, these are lifeless human beings that are supposed to be singing praises to God. And when you compare that to what you would experience at other churches, which I've gone to a lot of them, the singing is like, it kind of pumps you up and like makes you feel something. When you go to a Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, it is properly miserable.
Yes, Lord! Yes, Lord!
I love the singing.
There's a power that resonates from the audience when we're all singing together.
You get the hugs.
Resonates from the audience when we're all singing together.
That really strengthens us and gives us a boost.
You get the hugs.
Now, for the rest of this program, we want to update you on the situation of our brothers and sisters who are imprisoned for their faith. Sometimes we might think that only brothers are imprisoned around the world, but we actually have 12 sisters in Eritrea who are in prison for their faith. And there are 8 sisters in Russia who are in prison because of their faith. Also, many brothers and sisters are enduring long prison sentences and at times even physical mistreatment. This was recently the case for Brother Rinat Kiramov in Russia. In April 2024, several prisoners demanded that our brother reveal the names of other Jehovah's Witnesses, but he courageously refused. In turn, the prisoners beat and tortured him for 4 days, even using a taser.
No, Sammy, it's just you that thinks it's only men that would be persecuted because, in my opinion, you said some kind of misogynistic things. Isn't he the guy that at one point suggested that it was scientifically proven that women have smaller brains and God designed us this way and that's why men take the lead or something along those lines? Not something that makes a whole lot of sense, because when a normal, regular person thinks about religious persecution, they're not thinking about it in the context of gender. They're just thinking about it as in the context of religion. So they're getting banned for their religion, not for their gender. So I don't know why he has to throw this in there. Maybe because he just thinks others think like him, but no, it's not really the case. Now, this other aspect of how they use other people's suffering, torture that they're going through in order to say, man, we need to pray for them and look how strong their faith is, and almost as a way to suggest that the Jehovah's Witness belief system is validated because, in the Bible it says you will be persecuted for the sake of my name. But they only use other people's persecution because I would hazard a guess that the governing body would never subject themselves to being tortured for days without giving up the names of someone. Whatever they can and do, whatever they can say to get out of a situation, I'm pretty sure they would. And the classic example that I always bring up was back in 2014 when there was a court that was trying to depose Garrett Loesch. And he had the audacity to say that he's never been a member of Watchtower. The Watchtower has no authority over him. He doesn't direct the day-to-day affairs of Watchtower, and on and on and on. I'll put it on screen here. The point of that is he is weaseling his way. Yes, is it a technicality? Sure, okay, whatever, some legal mumbo jumbo. But what if this person that was getting tortured just said, oh no, I'm not a member of Watchtower. Oh, they don't have any authority over me. Watchtower, I don't even know what you're talking about. And use that as a way to get out of it. Would they be praising them on the broadcast? Like, wow, look at this clever brother. He's just like the governing body. He is following our example and weaseling his way out of a sticky situation. No, you'd never hear that. So they're happy to let other people be tortured, lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose everything, while they just sit back and say, hey, can we all pray for them, while they do absolutely nothing. So I have zero respect for the governing body. So if you guys want to make fun of his beard, his personal appearance, the way he talks, have at it, because these people are ruining others' lives, and they deserve to be bullied as much as possible.
When a criminal case was initiated, all my accounts were frozen, and I had to go to various banks. When the staff would see me coming through the door, they greeted me with, "Oh, our little extremist has come," and gave me a friendly smile.
One of the times when I was going to the FSB for interrogation, I called a taxi. The taxi driver asked, "What is this address? Where are you going?" I said, "It's the FSB building." He asked, "Are you going to work?" I said, "No, not to work. I'm going there for interrogation." He couldn't believe it. He got very confused. I was able to tell him that I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses and that a criminal case had been initiated against me for my faith. A few days later, I went back to the FSB office and called another taxi. To my surprise, the same car arrived with the same driver. And on this trip, I was able to tell in more detail which prophecies are recorded in the Bible on this subject, and we had a good conversation.
When we went for interrogations, we wanted to show the investigators by our behavior, words, and kindness that we are not extremists, that Jehovah's Witnesses are kind, sympathetic people. At the end of the investigation, we decided to make them cards. We tried to say nice things to everyone. We mentioned their good, kind points. When our trial began, us 4 sisters ended up before the same judge. She was very prejudiced and negative toward us.
She interrupted us, She pointed out that we're uneducated, and she humiliated us in every possible way. And at some point, we wondered, Jehovah brought us here to witness. But how can we witness to a person who won't let us say anything?
This gets deep into the mind of Jehovah's Witnesses and how they're able to just trick themselves into believing anything that the governing body tells them. So you have a situation where you are being persecuted for your faith. You are having your assets frozen, your business closed down. People are walking by or at the bank, and people are saying, "Oh, look, there's our little extremist." All of these things, right? And yet she thinks, well, Jehovah put us here so we could preach. But how are we going to preach unless we can talk? Wait, which is it? Is Satan and Satan's system persecuting you? Or is Jehovah persecuting you? Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't just say, well, Satan and his demons are trying to shut our mouths. They're trying to lock us up, put us in prison. Woe is me, it's so terrible. And then at the same time think to yourself, well, Jehovah put us here for a reason. That is quintessential Jehovah's Witness thinking. If it's good, it's because of Jehovah. It's bad if it's because of Jehovah. If it's bad, it's also because of Satan. They're always in a win-win situation where everything leads back to just be a good Jehovah's Witness and everything will be fine. That is literally the solution for everything. I found it really fascinating to hear them sort of say that. Also, I thought the little cards that they made that looked like the little prison guard outfits, those are kind of adorable, not gonna lie. Anyway, that is about it for this JW governing body update. They go through the whole story. Obviously, they talk about how they were spiritually strengthened and they made it through their probation area. Some of their husbands went to jail and they were all there waving and gave them lots of flowers. This, that, and the third. Everyone baked cookies and had a good old time. And then Samuel Hurd comes in and is like, let us continue to pray, because that's all we really will ever do or say for anyone to help them, is like, we'll just sit on our hands and pray. Anyway, I have to say that this governing body update, the shock factor of seeing Samuel Hurd with this awful beard was something spectacular. It really caught me off guard, and this was truly, I think, one of the worst beards we've seen in all of the JW broadcasting. I think he needs to like maybe shave his head and just go with like a clean shaven and then have the beard. Something or another has to change with it, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, we will be getting back to the convention tomorrow. With all of that being said, stay safe, be kind. Like, be kind to people. It's literally the easiest thing to do, and it's free. It costs you nothing. And if you do that, you're going to have a good-ass day.